Is God punishing us? Have we been very naughty people, so we are being banished to our rooms? This is a question I heard last week. It's a question that acknowledges, for a start, that God is in control, and the question also tries to make sense of what we are living through. Now, I remember as a child, my parents occasionally would send me to my room, isolate me for a time, to learn a lesson. I'm not sure if I always did. Is that what God is doing to us? Well, God tells us in His Word, the Bible, that people shouldn't jump too quickly between any particular sin, be it of an individual or a group of people or even a nation, and something hard or bad that is happening in their lives. We just can't always connect the dots. Sometimes we can, a lot of the times we can't. Do you know about that man who was born blind that Jesus healed? People were asking, was it his sin or the sins of his parents that caused him to be blind? They were trying to connect the dots. But Jesus said it was not one or the other. God did this for a greater plan in his life. It wasn't his sin. Or you might have heard about a man called Job. He suffered greatly, and his friends were trying as well to join the dots. Job, you must have done something terrible. There must be some bad thing hidden in your life that explains all the hard things happening to you. But God said the friends of Job were wrong. There was no particular sin in Job's life that caused his suffering. God had a greater plan, which his friends and even Job didn't know about. So is God punishing us for a particular sin, banishing us to our rooms? No, we can't join the dots like that. What we do know is that ever since humankind turned its back on its good God, we live in a world which is now under the shadow of death. And sometimes we feel that shadow more than at other times. God tells us that humankind, having rejected him as the author of life, well, life has been infected with sin and therefore with death. We live in a time where we are very conscious of this reality. Yet being conscious of this can be a good thing. If these hard times help us to realize that we will all face death one day, if by knowing this, God calls us back to himself, to find forgiveness, to trust in Jesus who conquered death, then that would be a marvelous outcome from this terrible pestilence. For God, in his love, has prepared a new creation for those who trust in Jesus as Saviour and King. In this new creation, we will experience life the way we were meant to experience it, not banished to our rooms with the fear of death or that shadow hanging over us. So the right response at this time is to turn to God, to trust him because he loves us, to know he has a good, wise plan, to believe in Jesus who died for us, and to serve others like he did, especially those in need. Well, that is a very short answer to a big question. The question presupposes that God is in control. But not everyone believes that. So in the posts to come, we'll be thinking about these questions. To what extent is God in control? Does he have a plan? Is the plan any good? Is evil behind all this? Watch this space as we think about those things in the days to come. If you'd like to comment, please do. Or if you would like us to contact you, please send us a message and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. See you next time.